Welcome to Coffee with Viking. I am Mike. Cheers. A baby boy for an infertile lady. 1 Samuel 1:11. O Lord of heaven's armies, if you will look upon my sorrow and answer my prayer and give me a son, then I will give him back to you. He will be yours for his entire lifetime. In Bible times, a woman isn't considered a success in her career as the household engineer unless she produces a son who will grow up to help her husband and inherit his estate. Hannah can't even have a daughter. Her husband's second wife taunts her, perhaps figuring that God is punishing Hannah, who's getting what she deserves. Hannah knows better. She pleads with God to give her a son, promising to give the boy back to him for a lifetime of service. A priest, Eli, witnesses one of her prayers. Hannah is praying at Israel's worship center in Shiloh, a village in central Israel, and just a few miles north of her hometown, Ramah. Eli sees her lips moving, but there's nothing coming out. Eli jumps to the wrong conclusion. Must you come here drunk? 1 Samuel 1:14. Because he thought she was in there drunk. Oh. 1 Samuel 1:14. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. Because he didn't realize that she wasn't drunk, that she was actually talking to God in private. Eli jumps to the wrong conclusion. Hannah politely explains that she's not drunk, that she's talking to God about something deeply troubling. Eli, hopefully with some apology in his tone, tells her, Go in peace. May the God of Israel grant the request you have asked him for. 1 Samuel 1:17. Hannah seems to take this as God's answer, and she leaves in great joy. Samuel is born within a year. Hannah raises him until he's fully weaned from breast milk and eating only solid food. In this culture, he's probably several years old by that time. 1 Samuel 1:26. 1 Samuel 1:26, and she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here praying unto the Lord. True to her vow, she walks little Samuel up to Shiloh and turns him over to Eli, who will raise him with his own sons at the worship center. Hannah and her husband will visit often, bringing gifts of clothing to their boy. Messages from God are rare at this time in Israel's history, but one night, while young Samuel is sleeping in the worship center, God calls out his name. Samuel thinks it's Eli, and he goes to him. This happens 3 times that night before Eli realizes God is calling the boy. So he tells Samuel, if someone calls again, say, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. And that's 1 Samuel 3:9. And the Lord does speak. Unfortunately, it's bad news for Eli. His sons are horrible priests. They eat sacrificial meat reserved for God, and they sleep with the help women who work at the worship center. Since Eli hasn't disciplined his evil sons, God says he will take care of it. God says he'll carry out all the threats delivered earlier by another prophet. The time is coming when I will put an end to your family, so it will no longer serve as my priest. All the members of your family will die before their time. None will reach old age. And that was 1 Samuel 2:31. 1 Samuel 2:31. Behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house. And we know what God promises always comes to pass. Stay blessed. Stay caffeinated. Much love.